Dininay yung family sponsorship application, hindi dahil pinagdudahan 'no, yung kanilang pagsasama. Genuine ang kanilang relasyon, tunay niyang misis ang kanyang sino-sponsor, tunay niyang mga anak ang kanyang sino-sponsor. Denied, bakit? May issue dun sa mismong sponsor, kahit pa isa siyang citizen dito sa Canada. Talagang araw-araw ang dami kong natututunan sa kaka-research ko ng mga bagay na pwede pong pag-usapan dito sa ating channel. Hey guys, here in a nutshell, with me, Ina. This must be one of the more interesting cases of family sponsorships that I have seen. Okay, ang nangyari po, as I mentioned earlier, dininay yung family sponsorship application specifically to sponsor the wife and his 2 children. Isa pong Canadian citizen ang nagsusponsor. Walang issue na nakikita doon sa misis at doon sa 2 anak na gusto niyang dalhin sa Canada. May nakitang issue kay citizen. Basically, hindi ito eligible to sponsor. At sa totoo lang, ngayon ko lang nalaman na may ganito palang requirement, okay, para sa mga sponsors. Okay, sige. Puntahan na natin itong court ruling na iyan. This is a decision from the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada less than a year ago, December 2025. So inaapela po ni citizen yung desisyon na i-refuse yung kanyang pag-sponsor ng misis at 2 anak. Okay, makikita ninyo ang daming issue na binabato dito kay Mr. Okay? So the sponsor is a Canadian citizen. Again, nag-a-apply siya para makakuha ng PR visa for his wife and 2 sons. Yung kanyang sinasponsor ay nasa Pakistan. The visa officer was satisfied that the marriage is genuine and was not entered into primarily for an immigration purpose. Pero ito ay nirefuse. Alam niyo kung bakit? The board concluded that the sponsor has no intention to reside in Canada after sakaling ibigay yung mga PR ng kanyang pamilya. Kailangan pala guys, may ganong requirement. Ano? Ito po yung batas na batayan dyan, nakasabi rin po dito. A sponsor who is a Canadian citizen and does not reside in Canada may sponsor a foreign national. Okay? Kung misis niya, common law partner, conjugal partner, or dependent child who has no dependent children, if the sponsor will reside in Canada when the foreign national becomes a PR. Okay, may issue dito sa living situation basically ni sponsor. Una sa lahat, hindi po pala ito yung first time na na-refuse ang kanilang family sponsorship application. Pangalawa, mismong si sponsor, okay, nagkaroon din po siya ng kaso kung saan there was an attempt to revoke his citizenship. Okay, talagang may issue siya sa residency niya dito sa Canada. O, puntahan na natin. Bale, ito yung sitwasyon ng family. Mismong si sponsor nakatira daw sa Pakistan, where his spouse and 5 children live. Pero 2 lang po dun sa 5 ang kanyang gustong sponsor. He owns property and is well established in Pakistan. Tapos, yung kanyang establishment in Canada is marginal. Wala masyado kung ikukumpara sa kanyang buhay sa Pakistan. Matagal na po siyang citizen dito sa Canada. Pero na-discover din po nung board, nung immigration board, na yes, dumating siya dito ng April 2025, pero ang conclusion ng board, it was because he wanted to establish himself while he applies for this new family sponsorship application. Okay? So, nag-grant siya ng accommodation after arriving again in Canada in April 2025. Pagkatapos nun, umuwi din naman ng Pakistan 5 months later without a reasonable explanation. Okay? He does not own property or have assets in Canada. None of his relatives live in Canada. His past history of Canadian residency is uncertain because of credibility concerns. His significant ties to Pakistan are much stronger than his minimal ties in Canada. Okay. In the end, he failed to meet yung kailangan niyang patunayan na meron siyang sufficient, credible, and trustworthy evidence to demonstrate na kapag nabigyan ng Canadian residency yung kanyang misis at dalawang anak, he intends to establish residency in Canada. And, makikita nyo dito, no, dinismiss din po yung kanyang appeal. Pero sige, ituloy natin. Ano ba yung storya nila, no? So again, guys, ang main point dito nung decision ay kailangan pala kung ikaw ay magsusponsor ng pamilya, dapat kapag nabigay yung PR na yun, dito kayo maninirahan sa Canada. So how do you prove that? You have to prove your ties in Canada. Okay, kailangan may ebidensya na talagang dito mo intensyon, meron kang uuwian dito. At isa po sa mga tinatanong ng Immigration Board and Refugee Board para i-assess yung issue na yan is yung physical residency ni mismong sponsor dito. Ang problema guys, nakita nila that the guy has mostly been living in Pakistan. So puntahan na natin yung story. Nagpakasal po yung couple 1986. They have 5 children. Dalawa nga daw doon yung applicants din. Nagtrabaho sa Saudi Arabia from 1985 to 1997. Naging PR itong Mr. 1997. Nakuha niya yung citizenship niya 2005. Okay. Again, wala naman daw issue or concerns doon sa genuineness ng marriage, pati ng paternity of the children. 2 previous family class sponsorships were refused. So again, pangatlong beses niya na itong mag-apply, no? May 2007, October 2012, they were both refused for the same reason. The appellant had not demonstrated his intention to reside in Canada. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, no? Even before this family sponsorship application, questions were also raised tungkol dun sa residency niya bago niya nakuha yung citizenship. Remember guys, before you can apply to become a citizen, dapat PR ka ng a certain period of time. Nandito ka, physically present ka sa Canada. Okay? Sabi dito, the visa officer questioned where the appellant was living between becoming a PR in 1997 and a citizen in 2005. Okay, habang pinaprocess yung pinakauna nilang family sponsorship application, which was filed in 2006 na pagdesisyonan na i-refuse yung 2007. Okay, nung time na yun, no, nung unang family sponsorship application, kinontak daw ng officer yung employer ni Mr. sa Saudi Arabia. At dun, no, kinonfirm na from 1999 to 2006, he was working for them continuously. Remember, at that time, dapat nasa Canada siya. Okay? At least, I assume that's what he said when he applied for citizenship. Kasi requirement yan, physical presence here in Canada. And yet, again, yung employer sinabi, hindi nagtatrabaho siya sa amin this whole time. Because of that, nagkaroon ng proceedings to revoke his citizenship on the basis that it had been obtained through misrepresentation. Okay. When the matter was revisited in 2012, in the context of the second family sponsorship application, hindi na raw makontak yung HR, yung parehong kumpanya. So, ang nangyari, hindi natuloy yung revocation. Okay. It was terminated for lack of evidence. In a way, sinuwerte si appellant, ano? So, citizen pa rin si applicant, okay? Pero nakasulat rin po dito, guys, yung mga dahilan na ibinigay ni Mr. kung bakit wala raw siyang patunay that he was living in Canada at that time. So, of course, he was insisting that he was physically present here, no? Ang sabi niya, he did not have proof that he was living in Canada during this period because he threw out all of the documents. Okay. Bakit din wala daw siyang tax returns during those years? Tapos wala rin daw siyang CPP contributions. Okay? Meron lang, 1 taon, 1998. Okay? Sabi niya, he was a contractor and that the people he worked for did not deduct them. Sabi dito, no? It is unlikely that the guy was living and working in Canada between becoming a PR in 1997 and a citizen in 2005. Except nga lang daw doon noong 1998 kasi nag-file siya ng tax return na maliit. Sabi, o sige na, pagbibigyan natin, baka nga naman wala daw siyang records of his residence. But, sabi dito, he could reasonably have obtained records from third parties that document his place of residence, banking arrangements, use ng kanyang credit card, telephone records, pagbayad niyang utilities, or medical appointments throughout this period. Sabi, sige, kumuha ka ng records na yan, okay, bilang ebidensya mo. But he still did not do so. Meron din pong sagot si appellant tungkol dun sa issue na yung employer niya sa Saudi kinonfirm na dun siya nagtatrabaho. Alam mo ang sabi niya? He testified that the company confused him with another employee. Talaga nga naman. Okay. Anyway, this court decision is saying the appellant is not credible on this issue. Again, guys, all these things that I just mentioned, mabas po tong issue na to in the earlier family sponsorship applications that he filed and were also refused. Okay, ngayon puntahan natin yung living situation nila ngayon in relation to this latest family sponsorship application. Hindi po clear kailan final tong latest application nila, no? But it appears it was filed sometime in 2025. Okay, so ano nangyari din? He provided evidence of entry into Canada in April 2025. And he testified, bumalik din siya ng Pakistan 5 months later in October 2025. Pero habang daw siya ay nandito, nagkaroon siya ng tenancy agreement, nagrenta siya ng bahay sa Brampton, $500 per month. Tapos, nag-disclose siya ng lease. Meron din siyang shared accommodation in the basement of a house. Okay? From June 2025 to June 2026, binayaran niya $550 per month. Tapos nag-apply siya ng Ontario photocard. At meron din siyang Canadian bank account. Yun nga lang, no transactions were disclosed. Okay? The appellant lives in Pakistan, where all members of his family live. He has no relatives in Canada. His family is in Pakistan. Yung isa niyang anak, electrical engineer doon, yung isa daw, dentista. His daughters are married and in their 30s. Tapos, may-ari daw sila ng farmland from which meron silang income. He owns a small house. He was born there, speaks the language, familiar with the culture. He is also receiving medical treatment in that country. Okay, in short, his roots in Pakistan are deep, whereas his establishment in Canada is marginal. May paliwanag din siya kung bakit daw niya kailangan bumalik agad ng Pakistan noong 2025. It was because a doctor told him that he needed treatment for a kidney problem. Pero he plans to return to Canada after the treatment is over. Again guys, nangyayari po ito habang nakafile na po yung pangatlo niyang family sponsorship application. Sinabi rin niya pala, diabetic siya, meron siyang cataract, at doon siya nagpapagaling sa Pakistan. Alright? Pati yung mga health conditions po na yan, verify ng Canada kung totoong he was receiving medical treatment in Pakistan. Sinabi niya na kailangan niya bumalik ng Pakistan because of a kidney problem, but he did not provide evidence of this. So taking all these in consideration, ang conclusion, there is insufficient reliable evidence to establish the applicant's prior residential history in Canada. He worked for a number of years in Saudi before returning to live in Pakistan, kung saan sila nanirahan ng kanyang pamilya. He is well integrated into Pakistani society. Bumalik lang daw noong April 2025, rented accommodation, applied for the photo card, took another medical test, bumalik agad ng Pakistan without a reasonable explanation for doing so. Okay. No evidence was filed that he has been diagnosed with kidney disease. Ito na ang sabi ng decision na ito. More likely than not, the appellant spent 5 months in Canada to provide evidence in support of this appeal. At sa appeal lang pala, hindi dun sa mismong original family sponsorship application. Ginawa niya lahat ng bagay na yan, yung nagrenta, as part of his appeal pala. So more likely than not, He only spent 5 months in Canada to provide evidence in support of this appeal, not to take up Canadian residency. I am not satisfied that the appellant met the onus of establishing that he would likely be living in Canada at such time as the applicants would become permanent residents. So, dinismiss na naman ang kanyang appeal. So, that is what happened. Alam mo, considering na pangatlong family sponsorship application na niya ito, clearly, he really wants to sponsor the family and try to get them Canadian citizenships. Ano, wala ba siyang natutunan dun sa 2 prior refusals, di ba? Nade-deny yung kanyang application for the same reasons, right? Eh, ba't hindi niya ayusin yung kanilang residency situation in that case? Kung yun naman pala yung grounds for refusal in the first 2 applications. Anyway, that is it. Let me know what you guys think. I will end this episode here. See you guys in the next one. Bye!